How do some brands stand out and maintain their pristine reputation no matter what? The answer lies within public relations. Bill Gates, the chairman of Microsoft, said that if he was down to his last dollar, he would spend it on public relations. In this video, we'll dive into what PR really is and how it can affect your business and brand. All public relations really is the strategic management of communications and relationships with the public. Now, what that means in the words communications is how people view your story, your business, and how you're communicating and telling that story to the public. It's really as simple as setting a vision and a why and really explaining that well so that people understand what it is. I think a lot of people get confused and think that public relations is getting in the press and getting coverage. That is a sub-piece of public relations is figuring out how to tell that story and get attention from that story. But public relations is really just how you're presenting yourself to the public. Public relations is critical in building trust, promoting your brand, managing public perception, and managing or mitigating crises. So the key functions of public relations, first off, we mentioned communications. It's just how you're telling your story. So better communicators, especially when you think about smaller brands, they don't need as much focus on that public relations. But when you get to those bigger brands like Apple, understand exactly what they are, what their identity is, you know their why, and that's because they're artful at communicating. Steve Jobs did an absolutely amazing job of setting up his why. Everyone knows, and every advertisement, it explains why Apple, to break the norm, to be an individual. You will never see an advertisement of Apple with a group of people. You will only see an individual breaking the norm, and that's because Apple is true to themselves in their why, which is part of their communications to the public and how they get covered. Now, to do this, the next piece is media relations. So it's great to have a founder and have a strong why, but you need to figure out how to get that covered. So in standard public relations, when you're working more like with a firm, a lot of their job is going to be first strategy, figure out what your why is if you don't have it, figure out how to communicate it, and then figure out how to get the media, so the media relations, to pick it up. And their job is really to build relations, like it sounds, with the media, and then figure out how to continuously tell that story and make sure you're getting covered when it's most important to you guys, whether it's avoiding a crisis, doing a new product launch, or fixing the narrative of the brand. There are some major differences between public relations and advertising. The first one is typically public relations is earned. You're not paying for those placements. The next piece of that is usually when you see public relations, there's instant trust because you're getting credibility of reporters, of news outlets, different placements where people already trust that individual, even if a podcast, and they have a relationship that they build. Same with influencers. So they trust that individual. So it's building the trust of an organization. Public relations is one of those things that's usually not guaranteed and you have to persuade the news outlets versus when you're doing paid advertisement, it's guaranteed that your ad's gonna run. Typically, a PR campaign, when structured properly, would be less expensive than running paid ads. Now, on the advertisement part, of course, it's paid. There's a little bit less trust in it because people know it's being paid. They see it all the time. You, as the advertiser, have final edit as long as you're in terms of service on the advertising platform. You'll be able to have complete creative control of your ads. And typically, paid advertisement is going to be more expensive long-term than a really good organic campaign. Who is public relations for? Well, public relations is really for anyone, any brand, any business, any influencer who wants to share their communication and share their stories. So if you're out there trying to monetize something, it's critical that you explain why through communications with the public to help you align with your goals. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching. If you're interested, we have a special offer down in the description to help you get your first article if you've never been in the news before. Make sure to subscribe and appreciate it.